Joe, you said to be the best white blues singer. What is the intensity in your song interpretation based upon?
Um, well, first off, it's a very big compliment, really, But I don't know. I guess singing's a craft like anything else, and over the years you hone your craft. You know what I mean? I'm still learning a lot as a singer, and there are parts of my vocal range, like the falsetto, which I can't get as high anymore. But so I don't know. You can hear the years in my voice, I think now, but it's still. I still keep trying to improve on it.
Very modest.
No, not really. You know.
You're one of the greatest blues singers around. I mean, you have influenced so many new singers.
Yes, well, that's a good. I mean, for me to keep, if it helps keep blues music alive and R&B and soul music, then fine.
On your new album, you have songs from John Lennon, Paul McCartney, you have Elton John,
Yeah.
even Prince is on there.
Yeah.
Steve Winwood, Jeff Lynne, who did the single Night Calls.
Right.
Have you met with these people before you recorded the songs, or did you choose the songs on your own, or did you have help from the record company, or
Yeah.
how did that come about?
Well, different situations with different songs. I don't know why I've been getting flack lately for people saying want me still doing cover versions, but I've been doing it for so long that I like to think of them as interpretations, new interpretations really.
It's a new song almost.
Well, I mean, I hope
live you breathe in there. I think.
I try and make it like that
Yes.
when you've got good players, But it's I mean, like there's like a different history behind all the songs there. But with Danny Kuchmeyer, who did like the first half of the album, really was the idea, and he'd envisioned me doing that song. He told me he'd heard me do it back in the hippie days, So I said, "Oh, not another Beatles song." And he's going, "No, but listen, trust me, I'll sing you the arrangement." And he did, So we worked it out with the girl singers. And I liked it, by the time we'd done. But then again, with Blind Faith, Steve Winwood's song, that was just a song that I'd always dug, and just thought it was time to put it down and see if we could, make a slightly different version. But Prince was a different kind of story, and
like
Jeff Lynne, because they were. I sent out via my management just before the last album. To a lot of well-known writers, really, like Bob Dylan and Stevie Wonder, Cats, and Prince was among them, asking if they got anything either original or something special that they could give me, which is a bit of nerve, I suppose, But we didn't get much response. But Prince did come back with 5 women,
Yes.
And another little tune which was just a bit off my beat, it was a bit too sweet for me to sing,
Yes.
So I settled for that song from Prince. I was very pleased that he did
Have
sing
you
it.
met this guy?
I met him, a long time ago when he was just about to break through,
Oh. Uh-huh.
So whether he'd remember me from then, I don't know.
Oh, he sure
But
will remember you.
he didn't. I did ask him actually to put a guitar solo on, but we didn't get that out of him. He was too busy on a film or something.
But isn't it a long way from Don Dixon to Prince, for example?
Hey man, yeah. Do you know, I felt a bit ignorant. I didn't realise Don had such a, his own. I mean, a cat was interviewing me in Italy the other day, telling me he's had 4 albums on it. And to me, he was just like a songwriting name when I got that song, The River. So I felt a bit embarrassed. I got to do some research on his own history. Yeah.
Could you live without singing?
Could I live without it? It's very, very weird you should say that, because whenever I do feel like saying, "Oh God, why not just go and live in a field somewhere and forget all this?" But there's something very odd about, I can do a tour and it'll go successfully. After 2 weeks off the road, I'm not the kind of singer who sings in the bathtub or in the shower. So I really start questioning my own ability almost as soon as I've finished touring, whether I can do it again. So it is always a challenge each time You know, especially going from the studio to the stage is such a transition. And after we'd done the album, after being 6 months keyed up in the studio, I came out and did some dates with Rod Stewart, and fortunately he had no voice at all, so I didn't sound so bad. But
You were on stage with him?
yeah, well, we shared the same stage
Yes.
for a tour, for a mini tour. Yeah.
Yes. Where was this? In England or?
Well, I did some dates with him in England and in Germany, but Rod was having a hard time. I remember on that trip.
How does a retrospective of your 27-year-long career with its up and downs look like? Is it possible to make it a brief retrospective if you look over the time?
I'm not sure, really, because I mean, you know, I think that the sort of, I mean, the 60s were pretty fantastic for me. Like 67 to 72 were very active years. Then about 72, I don't know why, I just got disillusioned with music, pretty much. About 74-ish, I sort of started to swim out of it, then started going back into the blues again. And it was about late 70s I had pulled myself out of it, and I still question just what my motivation. I think I knew I was killing myself, basically, you know, with drugs and booze. And so it was like one of those, either do an about turn or just become another statistic, you know. So with the faith of like a lot of, I mean, that's why I love German audiences, especially, that during that time they were great, you know. I always had somewhere to play. And so, you know, I gradually shrugged off the other stuff, and things started getting better through the 80s. And I've really just stuck at it and tried to stay with the music, and, you know.
We were wondering about whether you will ever record a real blues album again.
Again, yes, because I think it's still close to mainstream.
Okay, well.
Nasty word.
No,
it's
you're right.
rock, yeah.
I must have a couple on there. I wasn't crazy about the Free song, you know. A little bit of love, that is a bit nice for me. But I got talked into doing that from the record company, and the Brent Bourgeois song, you know. Basically because they were frightened there just wasn't any up-tempo material on it, you know. And but what was part of your other question then?
Whether you will ever record a real blues album.
Oh yes, right. Well, that was strange because I almost embarked on a blues tour this year. I don't know if it was publicised at all. Probably what they call them, Philip Morris Tobacco.
Yeah.
Wanted me to do this world tour with B.B. King, and you know, that sort of house band that they got, but with using like whoever I wanted to use in my band. But I sort of chickened out at the last minute, only because like originally the tour was going to go to really weird places like Bangkok and Moscow, like very odd places I'd never been, you know. And do it that, you know, I thought this might be interesting to just see if it would ever work, you know. But for some odd reason, all the dates, they suddenly started shunting around with places where I do well with my regular kind of performance. So I got worried that if I went out and didn't do Little Help for My Friends and stuff like that we, you know, the kids would get all upset. So it's something I might do in the future, but for now I just put it on hold.
It said that you are going to tour with Tony Joe White next year, so could this bring you closer again to the subject?
That's the first I'd heard about Tony Joe.
I don't know whether it's true.
Well, hey, I must inquire. No, I mean, Tony Joe's great. He came up to the house where I live, you know, and we tried writing a song together. Well, we did actually, but nobody liked it, I'm afraid, by the end of the day. But it was certainly an experience for me, because he's a great white blues singer.
We spoke about the stage, we spoke about the music. You live in Santa Barbara in California.
Yeah.
And what made you leave the UK? And when did you go to Santa Barbara? When did you move?
I left the UK so long ago now that it seems I've spent probably half my life in the States, you know.
Do you feel like an American?
Well, I've got a green card. I'm a resident alien, as they call it. That they still stop me when I go through anyway, even though I've got this green card. Come here a minute. So, no, but I was living in LA about 75, and for 5 years, And then I moved up coast just because the lifestyle was, I don't live in the Star Belt, as I call it, where Kenny Loggins and the guys all are.
Sylvester
But,
Stallone.
yeah, but I bought a place in the National Forest that was that I just, I sort of discovered about 1980 that it's almost like it rains there and it's a bit greener. You know
Is
what
it
I
a
mean?
rural area?
Yeah, you'd call it rural. I
Yeah.
mean, there's nothing. There's just a few old hippie commune houses left.
Do you have like a farm type house or do
You
you have
could-
animals?
Well, it's strange enough. We have a couple of pigs that were gifts years ago. They're 6 years old now, so I don't think they've got much longer to live. They start, pigs aren't supposed to live that long anyway, are they? Go on. No, it's pretty domestic scene with cats, and I just got a chicken house built, So it's a very, it's not a farm, but it's very rugged,
Yeah. What do you do when you're not on stage or in the studio? Do you have any hobbies that you do?
Not a great deal, because I've been finding that the time off I get is so limited. It has
Do you
been.
read a lot?
I like to read, but
Which
I'm.
book do you read the most?
I sort of like Joseph Conrad. I like things to do with the sea a lot, nautical books. Yeah, and I watch an awful lot of movies because when when it is on the road, I never see anything in English for a while, and I don't like to watch.
Video.
I don't like too much. So I watch. I got a huge screen and a satellite dish,
What
so
is
I
your-
just soak up awful lot of television.
What kind of movies do you prefer?
Well, some other the stuff with Peter O'Toole, like Zulu, Zulu Dawn. Those just the old grand, some of the grand kind of films. Lord Jim.
You're a singer.
Yeah.
You're a musician. Would you ever you do videos, that's probably all that you are, like film type stuff. But would you ever like to act in a movie? If you had a good role,
Again,
have you considered that?
no one's ever asked me to do a cameo, kind of thing. So I guess I might consider it if it was. But again, it's one of those things I know how musicians hate actors when they try and sing.
Well,
So
Phil Collins,
I don't know what
Phil
they would
Collins,
think of me
Phil
trying
Collins,
to act.
Phil Collins, he's
Yeah,
quite
well,
successful.
Phil was a child actor, though. I mean, he had a taste of it as a kid. So,
Yeah.
but I'd give it a bash if it was right. Yeah.
What kind of movie would you like to be in?
I have no idea, man. Somebody sent me one where they wanted me to play an alcoholic, which I thought was a bit degrading. I thought, I'd be too good.
But it wasn't Barfly, was it?
No, it was a German film actually.
Really?
I don't think it was ever made.
All right.
Yeah. I think we're.
Joe, before you leave,
Yeah,
would
sure,
you
yes.
be so kind to...
War schon zu Ende, oder was?
Ja.
Ja?
You probably could sign the book then?
Wir sind schon ganz weit hinten dran. Tut mir leid.
What's the name?
I have one.
Chris.
Chris.
Yes.
But is it a CH?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I have one more question. Probably you can answer it while you write it.
Yeah.
You took part in the Artists United for Nature project. What is your personal contribution to save the planet?
My personal contribution.
Excellent.
God, no, I don't know, mate. It's very
Are
hard.
you aware of all that stuff?
I'm aware of the problems of, like God, when you just come to Europe, like air pollution is quite ridiculous. But I get a bit worried when I've been asked to do stuff for quite a few like rainforest causes and different things, and they always want your services and want you to do the free show for them, but they never want you to get any. They never want you to tell you what's going on. Or anything.
in your personal life, do you
Yeah.
like separate the glass, like the litter? Do you separate the glass from
We do
the
that.
paper?
We
and
read.
all-
Yes, we do.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Keep our.
And buy special products.
I'll be honest, we're
Probably
latecomers,
also-
on it where we live, but because people in California, you'd be surprised, are very, very conscious of that stuff.
Are you vegetarian?
No.
No.
But I don't eat as much meat as I used to.
Okay.
Just the name there.
Yeah. What is that?
That's a new song of your album, the bonus track.
I thought they added that
And
track.
maybe use the red one over here, so that's maybe this one. Because it probably will be better. Stick on this
Yeah.
one.
Just the name?
Yeah, it's just the name.
Thomas.
Well, I'll write Thomas if he wants.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
If you want.
Does it have a H?
Yeah, it has got one.
Okay.